So on to today's test, where let's say in theory you had fallen asleep at the wheel. Obviously that's a worst case scenario, but you've fallen asleep at the wheel, you have autopilot enabled on the motorway say. What are the messages that you would get? How long would those messages last for? So if you completely ignored the messages and the prompts on screen, what would actually happen? So I found a road here where it's completely dead. So you can see in front and you can see in the rear view mirror that there are no cars on this road at all. So it's a long enough strip that I'm able to test this out. So let's find out. So the first warning that you'll get is after about 13 seconds, and it's apply slight turning force to steering wheel, and part of the screen will begin to flash blue. You'd usually just tap or wiggle the wheel and the messages actually disappear for about another 13 seconds or so. So this is a message that we all see. You always see this in autopilot or full self-drive. And then at around 24 seconds you'll get a beeping sound and the message now turns red. Now at 40 seconds the beeping becomes persistent, the message changes to auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive, hold steering wheel to drive manually, and the car actually begins to auto brake gradually as well. Now the hazard lights come on, and finally at about 53 seconds the car brakes harder and then actually comes to a complete stop, putting the car into hold mode. So in total it took about 60 seconds from engaging autopilot, not touching the steering wheel at all, ignoring all of those messages, and the car coming to a complete stop. So how far do you think I travelled during that 60-second window? Obviously 60 miles an hour, it would be about 1 mile across that 1 minute, but the fact is that we've had to brake and come to a complete stop. So now we're in hold mode. We can take control of the car again by moving the steering wheel and accelerating as normal. The hazards have also turned themselves off automatically, and we're now back up to normal driving speed again. So I want to enable autopilot again, and I just wanted to see what would actually happen. But firstly, you'll notice that the small grey steering wheel icon, which is usually displayed just underneath the speedo, isn't there at all. And when I try to engage autopilot by double tapping on the stalk on the right hand side, we'll actually get a warning message, auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive. Hold steering wheel warning has been ignored. So essentially the car has banned or blocked me now because I ignored those messages and won't let me engage autopilot at all. So the only way to reset or re-enable this now is to stop the car completely, putting it into park and then back into drive again. Once you've done this, you'll be able to use autopilot again as normal.